I guess this news has kind of taken us a bit off guard, the whole Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight not being in Croke Park in May. The word from Eddie Hearn being that it will be May 20th, probably in the Three Arena, and then later in the year in September in Croke Park. Has this come as a surprise to you as much as the rest of us, or how was this news communicated to you, if at all?
I heard about it very early this morning. I got a text from Des Cowell around 6 o'clock in the morning, which was better than an alarm clock, really. And so, yeah, it just did come as a surprise. Obviously, we'd love to have Katie Taylor fight here. I mean, she's a national icon. She's one of the greatest athletes of our generation and definitely of our sport. So it would have been a fantastic occasion to have it here. So yeah, it is disappointing. But I mean, I think Eddie's opened up the door. There's probably another one for September. I'm sure we can try and work to make that happen. I mean, I think some of the things that grabbed a little, and I know when your microphone is just put under your chin, as it probably was for him, you're saying that we are way too expensive. I mean, that's not really the case. I mean, we'll be line ball really with Wembley. The issues really came down in terms of security costs, and I think we would lay out a fairly rigorous assessment of the risks involved in bringing a big event like that, 70,000 people into this area. It's going to be late at night and so on, and what would be involved in that. So I think the difference it was our perspective of what that risk needed to be to manage and mitigate. That's not something we came up with ourselves. That's something we worked closely with the Gardaí and other statutory services when we're laying out our plan. So that will require a lot more discussion. And I say that with a reason, because we come out of 7 concerts last year, very successful. We only did that with the support of the local community. I mean, and we can't walk on that again. We're very beholden to the local community and their support for us. So we want to make sure that anything we run here is done to the highest possible standards. And that's not always the case. I talked earlier about 2020 in Wembley. There was it sparked a whole public inquiry. Baroness Casey was chaired it, and they're quite scathing on the fact that there weren't enough security, weren't enough police, and all of the issues that came on the back of it. Now, none of us could contemplate that happening here. And we all run, whether it's the Aviva or ourselves or the Three Arena indeed, to very high standards. So hopefully the fight does happen and Katie appears in the Three Arena. It's a great venue. It's great for boxing. And if there's a match 3 and it's here in Croke Park, fantastic. And we'd love to have it here.
There was a suggestion from Eddie Hearn that Croke Park was going to cost up to or almost 3 times as much as Wembley Stadium. And his suggestion was that there were rental fees agreed as of last November, and that further operational costs came on board, which he was under the assumption, or certainly Matchroom were under the assumption would have come under the umbrella of the rental fees. Is that the case, or how have these fees been communicated, I guess, with Matchroom?
Well, we do all of our communication in writing, so we would have met with Matchroom and the other Irish representative, which is Brian Peters. We'd have gone backwards and forwards, we would have sent them materials. So that is not the case. But again, someone gets a microphone put under their chin, or sometimes not everything maybe just comes out as you want it. But no, I'd be very happy with that. Our rent is market value, and sure, look, we had 7 concerts last year. If we were too expensive, they would have played elsewhere.
There, I guess, is the added complication on that weekend in May of the Heineken Champions Cup final being in Dublin, so it would have been a busy weekend regardless. Did it complicate matters, the fact that it was in the middle of the All-Ireland Championship season, that there would be Gaelic matches, whereas in September maybe the GAA calendar at least was a bit more clear for a Katie fight in Croke Park?
Yeah, well, certainly September would be a better day for timing for ourselves, because you could do things with far less kind of urgency around them. When you have to do things in days and not weeks, it becomes expensive. But I think the point that you made there is very germane. That the Heineken Cup final is going to be in Dublin that weekend. It's very likely there'll be an Irish team in the final. Leinster are doing so well at the moment, you can't really see them but being there. That puts massive pressure on hotel rooms, but also massive pressure on statutory services. We only have so many Gardaí. That's a big international event. To add another big international event on top of it really does stretch the system. And what we don't want to do is run events that are not safe. So that would be a real concern. And I think certainly to sell 70, 80,000 tickets into Croke Park, you need to be having those on the market a lot sooner than now. You need to be out there before Christmas. You need to build on the whole momentum of Katie's last fight with Serrano and all of the hoopla that went with that. So I think, yeah, let's see how this weekend goes. Hopefully Serrano wins. Hopefully Katie plays our fights in the 3 Arena. Great arena for it. And that there'll be another match in Croke Park in September. That would be like first prize for all of us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, Peter, I mean, as you said, the atmosphere will be brilliant in the 3 Arena. There is, of course, the draw there for a fight to happen in Croke Park for historical reasons and whatnot. What happens from this point forward between yourselves and Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sports? Will there be further communication in the next number of weeks? Will you try and tie down that date in September, or what is the process, I guess, from this point forward?
Well, I'm not sure, because I mean the last time I talked to Eddie and his team was way before Christmas, and so, like, as I say, only for the text from Des, I wouldn't have known about this either. So yeah, it's really waiting. Our door's open, so come and talk to us, and you know where our challenges are, and if we can make it happen, let's make it happen. I mean, the important thing here is that Katie Taylor is a superstar. You'd love to have her here. Last superstar to box in Croke Park was Muhammad Ali, and I think she's of the same vintage, same character.